Stay connected to the world around you. KPBS brings you trusted news, compelling stories, and in-depth reporting every day. Wherever life takes you, KPBS is here, on the radio, online, and on the go. Discover more at kpbs.org.
Welcome in San Diego, it's Jade Hindman. On today's show, we'll talk with San Diego County Board Chair Tara Lawson-Remer after the latest ICE killing in Minneapolis. We'll find out how San Diego County is responding. This is KPBS Midday Edition, connecting our communities through conversation. First, we start with local perspective, though, on tensions in Iran. Mass protests against the current regime in Iran have been raging on since late December. During that time, Iranian security forces have killed thousands. Many more have been arrested. It's been called the deadliest unrest in the country since the 1979 revolution. A near-total internet blackout continues, restricting communication, and the limited images and videos that have emerged are horrifying. The United Nations has condemned Iran for human rights abuses and unlawful force. Here in San Diego, there have it's been called the deadliest in the country since the 79 revolution. But here in San Diego, members of the Iranian diaspora are grappling with fear and stress as they watch the violence continue. They're also anxious about what the future holds. And joining me now is Bibi Kasre. She is an Iranian American and entrepreneur who has lived in San Diego since 1996. Bibi, welcome to Midday Edition.
Thank you very much, Jade, for having me. I'm a big fan of your program, and this is the first time talking to you. Thank you.
Hey, I really appreciate that, and thanks so much for taking the time to share your story and perspective here on Midday Edition. We really appreciate it. I know that you came to San Diego as a teenager. Can you tell me about your own journey fleeing Iran and how that stays with you?
Actually, it's inaccurate. I didn't come to San Diego as a teenager. I came to San Diego in 1996 after graduating from Harvard Business School to join a biotech company at the time as a marketing director. I came to San Diego. I was very young. I fled Iran when I was a teenager. I was 17. I saw as a 14-year-old the beginning of the Iranian Revolution unfolding, the Revolution of 79. And then when they came to arrest my father, who was a famous poet, friends advised that we left Iran because if arrested, they would have definitely killed him on the spot. So anyway, we had a long journey for me to reach America. I didn't come with my family. We left with smugglers to Afghanistan. Then we wanted to go to France. Then we had to go diverted to the Soviet Union, where I earned actually a degree in journalism. I got my master's in journalism. And then myself to come to America. And when people, for all these years, Americans have asked me, why America? I said, A, Europeans refused me a visa, and B, because I honestly believe that the Constitution of the United States, and I choke when I say that now, is the most beautiful Constitution. And I lived by it as, an immigrant, started a family here, worked here, raised my family. And always I say you can take the girl out of Iran, but not Iran out of the girl. Iran
Indeed. Well, let me ask you this, because you mentioned, the Constitution and whatnot. I mean, when you see what's happening in America today, do you feel like that Constitution that you feel is so beautiful and moved you to come here, do you feel like it's being upheld now? I mean, has your perspective evolved or changed in any way?
I'm not a constitutional lawyer. That's a very difficult question.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you. And as an immigrant in this country, now I'm feeling like we are not maybe first rate. I never felt that, not at work, never. But we have to be very cautious answering this question. I hope that it's being withheld. I hope there are forces who will go towards what the founding fathers wanted this country to be.
Hmm. Well said. I mean, let's go ahead and bring it back, though, to the unrest in Iran. Over the last month, we've seen a great deal of unrest and violence there. Watching that unfold, what are you feeling and thinking about right now?
I thought a lot about that. I have always been hopeful. I trust and believe in the people of Iran. Um, but right now, I and anxiety and despair is taking over a little bit. I am fearful because I am a student of history, and I don't want to take you through a lesson in history of the Persian Empire since the Mongol horde and Alexander the Great and the Ottomans, or
Hmm.
uh, not of that, but even modern history. And when I talk about Germany, and Mussolini, and that they're like, oh no, that's not going to happen. But even more modern, when I think of invasions, of, let's say, America in recent history, in Iraq, in Libya, in Afghanistan. I mean, where have there been hopeful seeds that have been planted that we could look at it as a model for our future, for those who ask for invasion or military invasion of Iran? And I really think that the Trump administration is realizing that by saying we don't want the Chalabization of Iran. We don't want to bring an Ahmad Chalabi to Iran. I think they now are aware of it somewhat. But the people of Iran are in so much despair. Then some of them, and I hear that, are demanding, oh, USA, Israel, bomb us, come take over. Those things have consequences. They have deep historical consequences that I can also talk about. It's not as easy. Like I took a small example. I actually wrote it down.
Hmm.
America bombs, let's say, a nuclear or an electrical facility, okay? Let's say no people are going to be killed, but, that's destroyed. 90,000 to 100,000 kilowatts of electricity cost for every kilowatt of electricity, megawatts of electricity. It's between 800 and 900 million dollars. So if you destroy a facility that produces 90,000 megawatts, that's $90 billion, $100 billion. Who is going to pay them? We
Yeah.
already
Yeah. I
pay,
mean, those that raises big questions. And then when we bring this back to the people and the lives that are affected by all this, I understand you have family and friends in Iran that you've had trouble reaching during this internet blackout. What information have you been able to get during this time?
Well, first of all, those who sit here, like me here in Southern California, and say bomb Iran, um, a lot of them, their parents are here. They're not in Iran. They have nobody in Iran. They go once a year. They do shopping. They say, "Oh, Iran is a beautiful country. My dollar goes such a long way." And I mean, that really makes me bawling. But let's say those of us who have people, and for 12 days we didn't know if they live, they breathe. I had an aunt in a hospital in Iran. I didn't know if she died or not. And then it's drip drip, like they first called after 12 days with a landline, 30 seconds saying we are alive, we're alive, we're alive, and that's it.
Hmm.
And now WhatsApp, we have a little bit more of information, and they share with us what went with them during that time. And it's apocalyptic. I mean, By the official reports, 5,000 people were killed. But we know that it's upwards of 20, 30,000 people. And I don't know if you heard, in America, people watch Schindler's List and all these movies about the Holocaust. There is a guy who was in a body bag for 3 days and saw light tearing a hole through his uh, body bag and didn't dare to stand up and say, I'm alive, and hungry for 3 days. That's a movie all by itself.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
What?
Given what's happening, I mean, you describe it as apocalyptic, and I would imagine that it would just be so stressful not being able to reach your loved ones during this time. How are you coping with that?
Oh, that's a very good question. I'm not coping because I'm being attacked by, unfortunately, there is a big also crack in the diaspora, between those who think one way or another way. Some want to bring the deposed son of the Shah of Iran, some want a republic. Doesn't matter where you are in, but right now it's time for unity because the government of Iran, war is the manna from heaven from them. War unite people. Doesn't matter what. Iranian people are proud and they don't want their country divided. So war is a great gift for them. Unity is their enemy. I want my people to be united. And I think we have to cope by uniting and listening to each other. On top of everything going on, I had to close my page because 10,000 people report you, or they want ICE to kill you, or they want, somebody to shut you up. This is not the way. You know, Replacing one dictatorship with the other is not a recipe for good, is a recipe for disaster, as we have seen it in the world. I try to cope by educating those I love and those who listen to me. And then I'm attacked again, like, oh, you think you know more than us. So I'm coping right now by silence and by getting, an introvert, which is very difficult for me to be. And those who listen and ask a question, especially young people. A lot of people after these 12 days and what's happening are now more receptive to what I say. They say, we know what you meant, and we are seeing it. When
Mm-hmm.
Trump says, get to the streets, and the son of the Shah says, oh, I'm with you, help is on the way. They took to the streets in numbers and they got killed. And I don't know. Is it responsible to call people who are not armed to come to the street? Remain to be seen. Maybe I'm wrong.
Hmm. But the message here, though, is that unity is really what you'd like to see. In the last 30 seconds that we have, how do you get to that place, you think? It's through much of it through education, as you mentioned?
Those who listen, to give your hand instead of saying, you are not welcome to my demonstration, or I'll break your teeth, or, if you say this. Woman life, freedom was one of the best slogans of the 21st century. And I wish we kept that instead of division.
I've been speaking with Bibi Kasre. She's an Iranian American and entrepreneur who's lived in San Diego since 1996. Bibi, thank you so much for your insight.
Thank you very much, Tate. It's been an honor.
That's our show for today. I'm your host, Jade Hindman. Thanks for tuning in to Midday Edition. Be sure to have a great day on purpose, everyone.
KPBS On Demand is supported by the San Diego County Toyota dealers, presenting a new 2025 Corolla. With classic styling, available 10.5-inch touchscreen display, Toyota Safety Sense 3.0, and more. See your Toyota dealer for all Corolla options. The San Diego County Toyota dealers. We make it easy.